What we're here for, we're here to testify. And
which was abundant presence there. They all delivered the messages that supported our POWs and the...
So you can hear from the first hand about the experience of people in Russian captivity. Speaking about tortures, yes, people like me, I was tortured at, if you were to ask at what scale, at all scales possible, at maximum. If you were to ask specifics, anything you can think of that can be done, hurtful, humiliating to a man, unwillingly, anything that comes to your mind. Not only verbal, physical abuse, daily beatings, electrocution, excessive exercises on freezing cold when it's minus 30 degree, sexual abuse, everything that can be applied to a person into making a person break mentally. It was all applied to me and most of my comrades.
Firstly, this is according to Geneva Convention. We granted all of them a state.
I was lucky enough to survive. Not many of my friends were lucky enough. 2 of my friends were beaten up to death in detention centers in the Donetsk region. 2 of my friends died because of the conditions they were put in Russian prisons and were returned in the plastic bags to their homelands.
Thank you for the floor. Thank you everyone for... At the border control, when I tried to move to Crimea, between Georgia and Russia, Russian security forces abduct me and put in Russian jail. Spent there first time 3 months. Then they put me in another jail, another. At first 6 months, I went through 7 different jails. They did it just because they want to hide me from my closest ones. A lot of time, yes. I finished. Situation with civilians now is so horrible, and every day it's going to bad and bad. People kidnapped in the road, abducted to the road to occupied territory, or when they are in occupied territories. In Crimea, people have a joke about 4 a.m. at the time when FSB, security forces, come and kidnap people, come to searching something bad things, and every time they can find what they want because they bring it with themselves.
The Russian Federation didn't establish any POW camp. Still, it did not have any kind of intent to establish it in the future. Once again, 300 places of detention. All of these places are unofficial, according to Geneva Convention, which means no any granted access to monitoring mechanisms, including ICRC.
Mr. Kushchin, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your names.
When you will have an opportunity to visit Ukraine, you will free to visit any kind of POW camp by your own and to see how Ukraine treat Russian POWs by your own. Once again, you can speak with them absolutely freely. But the difference is the Russian captivity means to be closer to death.
Thank you again.
Покалічені, але не переможені! Слава Україні!